turn to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1. We'll pick it up at verse 17 through 19. During World War II, the Allies had a plan that they called Operation Fortitude. And because there were so many military operations and so many different nations at war, it was almost hard to keep track of all the bases and all the armies and all the ships and all the planes. And so what the Allies did to throw off the Germans is they would set up these fake army bases. They would get a bunch of inflatable tanks, inflatable Hummers, and with just a couple of people, they would make it look like there was a fully functioning base there. They would literally have these big speakers putting out sounds like there was trucks and like there was commotion and all kinds of activity. They would try and distract the enemy to maneuver around it or to capture it. And sometimes they would use wooden tanks and wooden just plywood kind of bases. And from a distance, it looked like a lot of movement. But really, it was so weak. In fact, in one particular base, the Nazis figured out it was what they called the ghost army. And so they flew a bomber by and they dropped a bomb, but the bomb was made of wood. They were just joking with them back, saying, we know that the gig is up. If we're going to live the fortified life, I don't want to live a life that looks and sounds like it's strong. I want to live an actually strong life. When you come to the prophet Jeremiah in chapter 1, God had called him from his mother's womb. And God has a calling for each and every one of us. Before your mother or your father named you, before your great-grandmother gave you a kiss on the forehead, God knew you. He knew what gifts you'd have. He knew what challenges you'd face. He knew what experiences you would go through. He knew you. And he had a call on your life. And so God said, Jeremiah, I have a call on your life. Let's pick it up in chapter 1, verse 17. And he said, gird up your loins, get ready, arise, for you will speak everything I command you. And don't be scared of their faces. Don't be dismayed. They will be afraid of you. They will be confounded when you speak. Look, I have made you to be my fortress. I've made you to be my strong tower. I've made you to be a castle made of bronze, made of iron bars. And you will speak against the kings. And you will speak against his princes. And you will speak against his priests. And don't be afraid of them. Everybody will fight against you, but you will prevail. For I am with you. I am the Lord, and I will deliver you. It's exciting to think that God has a calling on your life. But when you realize that calling is to stand against authority, stand against religion, to be fought on by every side, now that calling is going to be very difficult. I want to give you the good news. Tell your neighbor, you're not made of glass. Go ahead, tell him. You're not made of glass. You're not going to shatter at one insult. You're not going to shatter at one hardship. Oftentimes in karate class, a punch slips and maybe a kid catches one in the noggin. And some of the loving, doting mothers, grandmothers, and some of the fathers, they interrupt, oh no, he's been punched. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this is karate class.